Alright, audios are good, screen's good, everybody's names where it
Pow,
should be.
pow, pow, pow.
Alright, so last session was chapter 18, tonight's chapter 19, which means next session we'll do like a like mini arc recap a little bit longer. I'm going to try to do those every 5 for you guys. But we'll just do a little recap. Last session began with you guys all taking your rest after finding the dream shard at the Honeybrook apiary, saving the bees. Though it was restful, a few of you had these dreams, these nightmares, and remained some regained a little bit, and some did not. But you grabbed your belongings and you headed on task to seek out whatever is happening in Silent Pines. Hopefully, find the twins that were last known to be heading in that direction, and hopefully make some loot along the way. As you headed down the path, the forest started to get thicker and thicker with pines until where it opened up to where like there's pine branches but no needles, and the floor is just all needles, and you guys almost lost your way. But with some good survival rules, you maintained path. Just as that, you were attacked by these two cursed bears. And after you defeated them, and I'm pretty sure a couple of them got some good licks in on you guys. Their their fur and everything collapsed down to this little energy before it fizzled away. Um, as you approached the wooden walls of Silent Pines, the gate was open. Um, Celeste and Cyrus, you went invisible and did some recon. So I want to clarify a couple things. When you were going in there, there was like a handful of houses along the first path before it opened up. You noticed the Moonweaver marks on every house. I want you to think of that like a door number. Like this is something that's original to the house, right? Like this is, and it's you're both, well, Cyrus is arcane trained. I don't know if either of you have religion, but it's like a protection. You've seen or heard about this used in different ways with different deities as like a blessing on your house. So like all of these houses, you get the quick feeling that this was like a Moonweaver sanctuary at some point. As you just approached through that, you also noticed these weird, like half painted, clawed in marks of a malevolent force that you don't really know what it is. You just know of the Dream Stalker. You haven't really got to a place, which is why you're heading to Crosshaven. In there, on the well, there were some arcane runes and a dark force or energy that seemed like to be consuming the well that you guys did. You noticed the villagers that were coming around were doing mundane tasks and not really paying attention to you at all. They weren't like zombies, but they looked like they have been pushed to the brink of like exhaustion, and they're like just barely carrying a bag of grain or a bundle of wood from this house to this house to this house to that house. Um, you guys made your way back before your invisibility broke, and at that time, it's like you were almost back together. You noticed the two cultists, robed figures definitely a different presence when you guys saw him enter the village, and they walked to like towards a villager. The villager stopped before it got in its path, almost like a train merges on its just that kind of feeling. I think that's it. So we're gonna pick up where we left off. The group is gathered where you're probably like what 50 yards from the gate, off the path, so you're not seeing. Um, there are no guards per se, so I mean, but yeah, floor's yours.
Did we see where the two people who came went?
You look back down. Give me a perception roll.
Natural 20 for a 21.
Um,
The session.
so you see him, and I mean, Silent Pines isn't huge. You know, there's probably what usually several hundred people in this little village. You don't see exactly what house it is because it's out of your view, but you see him go off to the left, and like the path kind of veers that way, and then you think back to when you were at the well, and you notice that there is a two-story house within this that you within like the main part of the village that you saw. So
And that's probably like one of the only two-story houses there.
yeah, especially around. There was only one other two-story, but that was right as you got in before the village opened, and that was a little bit smaller.
Right, so the two that we saw, I think I know where they went. I don't know if it's worth checking out more, but what's our plan?
In terms of the scope of the map we've got for reference, where are we right now?
Hold on, let me look at that. You guys are outside of the so you are north or
We're
south.
north?
You're south.
South.
South, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and I would say like because the if you didn't want to get seen, and I guess I'm assuming that you didn't want to get seen by those, that like the main group was off the path as you were waiting for Celeste and Cyrus to come back, you know. So like I would say like the southeast of it, and which gives Cyrus the view to see um, the two members go off to a building on the left.
All right. I'm pretty happy with that. I feel like we're hidden amongst the pines. Um, it's a good place to keep a low profile, and I mean like literally, and especially I've already got that covered. Um, that's a great question though, Cyrus. Like, where do we go from here? Um,
I think we try and break what's going on here somehow. I mean,
Can I like make the symbol that I saw painted in the dirt to see if anyone recognizes? Tim, if you're talking, we can't hear you. Okay.
Yes, you can. And where did I thought I put a picture up of it last session.
I'll
Oh,
do my
you-
best to obviously memorize that, but see if I have seen it from anywhere else.
All right, so you
I'd like
you want to know? You guys, actually, everybody can roll me. We'll say religion or arcana check. That wants to see if they, you know.
Oh, I already tried. I tried last session and I failed.
Yeah, 12.
A very unnatural 20.
I got a 21 for religion.
Arcana here.
All right, a 21 for religion. What would you? Natural 20 for auto.
Well, an unnatural 20. It's a 20 of an unnatural sort.
It's dirty.
It's a, well,
It's a naughty 20.
yeah. Now, all right. Yeah. How about a filthy?
It's a limp 20.
Oh no, I can't. I'm not gonna keep going on stream calling it a limp 20.
At 11 for what it's worth.
11. Okay. So anybody that didn't get a 20, you just you remember it from the first that one time when Figrin put the gem into his talisman and you were like transported through time to that open battlefield with the hills and the big huge castle in the background and that ritual being cast. You saw it there at places. Like, you can't recall if it was like on a rock or a stone or something that you just randomly passed by through that. But as Cyrus, you make the sign, which is a jagged crescent moon. It's outside is fragmented, almost broken. There's a faint like spiral around the moon. And you draw like 4 or 6 of these like tendrils that go off of the center point of the jagged moon, and then you just put like a vertical mark in it, almost like an eye. But it's not the shape of the moon. The way the way the crescent moon is broken, where you do that eye in the center, almost like forms an eye. So you got the crescent moon with a slit, the tendrils, and a spiral that wraps around it. Is what you see. Arcana. There's ancient markings to this. It looks like a symbol of power at once. It's old, you know. I mean, I know you bring Figrin in, and Figrin looks at it, and he can't decipher how old this is. For religion, this is disgusting. You know, this is like graffiti on your deity's core part. And actually, you look at it, you feel like you feel angry and upset and all of those, but your will, like, it tests it. There's got to be something within temples to the Moonweaver that dictates this, but this is definitely representative to like a battle or a fight or a breaking moment that some force had with the Moonweaver. And I mean, that goes to say, you guys know that whatever this force is invading dreams, sleep, exhausting people, and you know, just from your quick 30-minute recon here, controlling them in some way.
I think if we destroyed these symbols, it would loosen the hold on the populace here.
Symbology is powerful. Do not believe it.
Regardless, we should
anyone-
remove them.
Seems like again, I know not little of this religion.
Can't really go in attack because they're using civilians there as I mean, you could use them as hostage. I feel like
We value these people's lives. Yes.
I would think so.
Do we know if
I-
they're
I
even
looked at
technically
Nixon.
alive?
Like next, right? Like you value them.
I mean, these people have done nothing wrong. And to be honest with you, our instruction was to, help anyone we came along with along.
Correct in our task to help, but I do not believe anyone has done nothing wrong.
You mistake. No one is actively doing wrong. These people seem to be bystanders of wrongdoing.
Well, before we jump to conclusions, let's consider, is this force that's invading the mines, particularly when they're asleep, an outside force brought in, or was it something generated from the inside out, perhaps by actions of the villagers? We don't know if they necessarily brought this to
Right.
them. I'm not
This one-
saying that makes it their fault. Maybe we can still help them. It's certainly not everyone's fault unless they held some sort of big mass dark ritual.
I mean,
I think what
It's-
Otto is trying to say is we do not have yet enough information to act.
I think we can agree there.
but if
That's
they're anything
basically-
like the bears, we're gonna have to dispatch them.
Agreed. But how do we approach this? Do we go in as a traveling group? Do we sneak in? Do we
Do we also not risk our own enslavement by entering this village?
Oh, we probably do.
It especially if I'm understanding this correctly, if the symbols are helping to generate some sort of control field thing. I don't know. It that's the way it sounds. That the area.
That was kind of my thoughts, and maybe if we destroyed the symbols, I don't know if there's anything generating arcane power to the symbols, but
If
or if they're using them to transmute anything. But
if I could maybe get to one of the symbols, I could potentially see if they're having some effect.
can you take off your armor? I can get you to one of the symbols, but you'll have to take off your armor. Or at least Celeste can take you probably to one of the symbols.
What? Why does he have to
I
disrobe?
don't.
Because he's loud.
He's
and I
loud.
shake him.
I'm loud.
As you do that, all of you
Fuck.
you hear ha come from like 15 feet behind you, and you like turn around and you see like you startled this older gentleman that has like a pitchfork. He didn't notice you until then, and as you
Nice.
look at him, he doesn't appear to be hostile. He's, what are you doing here?
Sorry, sir. We're looking for the entrance to the city, the town.
Can I attempt to knock him out while he's talking
He's
to
15 feet away from you. So
I'll be there in 2 seconds.
he points to Nyx. He points to Nyx. It's over there. Why are you sent? Are you here?
Seth,
here to
I
save
think we're a
us?
little. I think we're a little lost.
Us. This is the wrong place to get lost. It's the wrong.
Why do you say that, old human?
Hmm?
Say, why do you say that, old human man?
He's gonna like turn the pitchfork down to be like less, imposing. This guy's probably in his early 60s, 125 pounds, thinning gray hairs. As he steps, a couple steps closer, you can see he's got this like almost like copper colored necklace with a little probably like almost clear but slightly like green hued stone wrapped to a thing around his neck, and he's got these just gray and dark brown ropes. And he says, well, the pines, they are silent for too long. People have taken control, captured anybody.
Trees, they normally talk.
The trees, yes. You have not heard them. It's this whole section of land can communicate with each other, but it's almost like they got scared, curled up. Now the trees are dying, and no one can speak for themselves. Except me.
How do you speak for yourself, old human man?
I've been around. I'm weary to things from outsiders. The way it works. I don't like any of it. So I have a strong will. Maybe not muscles, but you see it, Mike. As he says that, he like clutches that, like rubs the pendant a little bit, and then quickly. Are you still trying to knock this guy out?
No.
Are you sure it's just a strong will, or does it have something to do with your amulet there? And I'll pull mine out.
It does seem a bit strange. There, Doctor.
A gift from my father's father's father. I don't know.
Figuring. I'm gonna say to figure in Gnomish. Or the Greek which of course means
Bless you.
is it magical?
I will turn to Otto and say, why does he not just say great grandfather?
I'll reply again, hopefully in Gnomish.
Gnomish.
I don't think he understands how that works.
Old human man, is that magical?
It's magic to me. I don't know if it's never been.
Yeah, I touch it.
You can keep it on.
Yeah. Go for it.
So I'll put my hand on the front of it. And I will, as long as this will take only 10 minutes. 11 minutes, actually.
Yeah.
11 minutes.
Yeah.
While he's doing that, if you had muscles, what would you do?
So awkwardly, this giant dragonborn hand is on his chest while he's talking.
You see, he is. It is. I mean, I think from his posture, you guys get that. Like, hey, you're open to talking. You're not turned by any means, and you seem to be well armed. So he's opening to you. He is a little like side-eyed nervous of Figrin touching him. Like just necklace and
I'm absolutely uttering things in Draconic.
which I guess you guys probably have all seen the way the rest of the world so far interacts with a dragonborn is unsettling. And you haven't seen any
I'm casting.
chromatic.
I'm casting identify, anyways.
Okay. All right. Well. So yeah. That's going on? What were you saying next? I'm sorry.
I was asking him, I know he's a little bit um uncomfortable. I'm sorry. My friend over here, the scales get quite cold. Um I was just wondering, I know you said if you were a strong man, you would do something about it. What would you do?
Well,
And you're quite strong from what I can tell.
Um, I think what I would do is get him out of the Valen Heart's residence and try to find all of these shards that have been they're around. I found one two nights ago. I tried to grab it and been sleeping in the woods since then. I actually is just making my way back to my home when I came across you guys. Turns around and he says, over, and he points from where you are further
Is it the direction?
southeast,
Them...
away from the village.
Okay.
And he goes on to say that he's seen several the well. They don't dare get water out of it. I know the influence begins there. I had suspicion that they were setting a perimeter, growing, because that's what it seems like. Every time another traveler comes in, they grab their control somehow, whether it's through their influences or they make them sleep.
Do you know if they're doing anything in the town? Or did they bring anything in?
The only thing that they do in the town is check the well. I'm, a little too late to this show. I lost my faith years ago for a bit. So I definitely examine it a couple times a day. As far as anything else, I haven't seen anything, but once again, I try not to press. I stay out of their eyes. I only go for walks when I know it's safe.
Do you know if there's a more discreet way into the town?
Well, I mean, if you want to climb the walls, it's mossy, it's slick. You could probably do that, but it's one way in. Well, two ways in. You could walk around and come from the north, I guess. But that's right next to the house.
Perhaps Killian could tunnel under. I believe that's a specialty of theirs. I could maybe help. I've never done it before, but I could probably administer you while you dig or whatever.
Perhaps you could shoot your way through the ground.
It would be very, very loud.
Yeah.
Wouldn't move a lot of dirt. It has much more of a penetrating effect. It doesn't explode on impact or anything. DM,
But could you imagine?
we could try that later. I just don't want to make a big loud bang out here.
Let's you and me workshop this later. You and me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God. Are we gonna craft a gun digger,
Oh,
a
I thought
gun.
you and Nix were gonna bang. I was confused.
Wait, oh,
Nope,
All right.
that was definitely not it.
I don't.
sorry, I'm.
what
I'm
were
sorry.
you?
I'm sorry.
What were
And
you
while
gonna
we're on the
ask?
topic, let's go and say never.
Well, I mean, you're not quite my type. No offense there.
The
Just a
feeling's
little.
mutual.
You're a little too big for me.
And while we're here,
I like my
no,
women more
no,
petite.
no, maybe in a dream, no, I don't know.
Who was the
I
Sure,
don't
who
know.
you're pointing? I'm not sure who you're pointing
I don't
to.
know.
Maybe in a dream with Celeste.
Okay.
Ooh,
Who was the I
nice.
don't know?
It was you, Cyrus.
Yeah.
All right.
Nice.
I'm gonna have to re-listen
Trigger's
to
very
this
happy.
to get this.
I like
revamped in my
purple
notes.
people.
I definitely want to get this into my notes. DM, I was gonna ask. He mentioned a name, sounded like an important town person, and a home,
The
or
Valenhearts.
something like that. Valenhearts.
Yes.
Could he perhaps describe where to find that domicile?
Yeah, I mean he does, and it lines up with what Cyrus saw.
I'm gonna
Perfect.
ask him about the two missing the twins. See if he's seen them.
Oh yeah, yes, yeah. Few weeks.
Where?
Few weeks ago, they came in. They're with their cart. I think they definitely took them outside of town.
Means if you could not move as much, it's just very difficult as I'm just grasping his chest.
Yeah. Eh, so
If we move in on this house, are the villagers going to stand in our way?
I've seen him use them for whatever purpose they want them to. So I mean, we haven't had anybody try to attack. It's actually kind of alarming. I thought by now it's that the guards from Halstead would have, at least done their patrol. Usually we get a couple patrols a month, but we haven't seen them in 3.
Oh, that's just because they're not coming here now.
He looks at you with a little bit of disbelief, like someone told you something's been happening on this routine for decades, and that's just not happening now. Like why wouldn't they? That's what we pay for Halstead.
I mean, the ones we ran across decided not to come this way. I'm assuming they were supposed to.
Well, that's a bummer. That's a big problem. I'll tell you what. I have no hat in this ring. I've just lived here for my life. And I love the pines. If you can free us from this, I will give you my great grandfather. And he looks up to Figrin. As you guys start to understand, he does understand Gnomish. I will give you this amulet.
And what's your name?
Mine?
Yeah, I'm Nix.
Nix. Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
I'm Talmor. Talmor Reed
Brilliant.
Whisper.
Nix Filibuster.
Oh,
Nice to meet you.
nice to meet you. This necklace is magical. It is, I don't know, I thought I saw this in the official content, but I was just searching and I didn't. So, it gives you advantage. First off, it gives you a +1 to your wisdom. and it gives you advantage on saving throws. Wisdom on wisdom saving throws. This also improves your insight and your perception skills by +2. And you figuring, you see this, and he still didn't notice you guys until, it was way too late, and
Yeah.
you get that this guy doesn't have, like the most wisdom, so this is definitely the reason.
As soon as I'm done, well, this amulet is definitely why you are still alive.
Well, it's kept me alive long enough. If you guys can read this out, get rid of them, I would give you this, as I don't think I will need it anymore. Just have to wear it with the honor of my great granddaddy.
Considering, I believe this, and I'll look to like everyone. I believe this is our task, anyways. I accept.
He's like, fuck.
You didn't have to say it. Damn it.
All right. So how are we gonna go about doing this?
How?
Do you know if they leave? Do they leave town often?
There's, I don't know, 2 or 3 that stay in the manor's residence.
What is this well you speak of?
It's right in the center of the village.
Check on it every day.
Yes, multiple times.
You only check on it. They're not doing anything to it.
Honestly, I don't really pay attention. I'm not close enough to know, but I don't know that stuff.
I'll kind of stop listening and I'll turn to the rest of you. Could we assume that this well might be connected to other water supplies?
Good.
That makes sense.
About what time do they check on the well? Is it the same time every day, or is it?
Yeah, it's usually probably before lunch, midday, or noon, and before dark. And as you're doing
What day is
this,
it right now?
it's close to dark. And you guys saw the 2 cultists go down and they go in, but it's even getting darker. He does look at you and say, I know there's more. That's where they took the 2 guys that came in from the east. It's deeper into the woods on the north side. There's an old temple to the Moonweaver out there, and I believe that's where it's literally the only reason we have 2 roads is to get to there. And there's a big mountain range off in the distance behind the trees. You guys know the geography here.
I think we should definitely check there. I don't know if there's anything we can do in the village right now. I mean, we could sneak in. Hear me
I'd
out.
like to see.
Bar the
like to see
doors
them.
and burn the house to the ground with them in it.
I think no.
It's very sound, but I
These
think
are powerful cultists and magic users. Fire will be a very small obstacle.
well, I think that we I think I think that's an idea, and we can do this. We should keep doing this. We should spitball some plans. But here, look, it's getting dark. I'm sorry. What was it? Delmore?
Talmor.
Tell, like with a T?
Talmor.
Well, you don't have to tell more, but please,
Well,
if you don't
all
mind.
right. Look, I'm sorry.
You get where he got his name.
Yeah, I suggest that, it's up to the rest of the team. That Talmor perhaps camp out with us tonight while we make some plans. It's getting late. It's going to be tough to move. We'll find
Have
some.
they already checked the well tonight?
I wasn't in town. Like I said, I found one of the beacons or whatever they're planting back there, and I tried to touch it, and I just woke up, and I've probably been awake for I don't know, maybe hour and a half or so.
How more? Do you know when they leave the village? Or how often?
It's I don't know if the ones they 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 do like perimeter checks, randomly, but the few that I know stay in the village, they stay in the village. There's more that
Well,
come in sometimes, but I think I'm not good. I haven't taken any notes or anything to know if it's regular.
Oh, they've settled.
I was thinking we could potentially jump them, murder them, and then use their clothes to sneak in.
Oh, you could. It's
Celeste and I can also sneak into the house.
And also disguise myself.
I could go to my mind palace and, let's say Vigrin, the only one who's trustworthy here, enough to carry my father's pocket watch. He could take that.
Is there a way to let you know when to come out?
And hear everything.
Yeah, if I'm paying attention, yeah.
Wait, he hears everything?
Everything.
When you...
Everything?
When I'm paying attention, yeah.
Ah, got it.
Sometimes I'm up to my own things in there. Yeah.
Are
You ever
you
get lost?
doing
in, like,
naughty things and salacious things in there that we don't want to know about?
well, sometimes.
I don't answer that. Don't answer that.
Most of the time, I'm just tinkering. Honestly,
Is that what you call it?
And
I,
Otto,
it is-
didn't you say your father was in there?
Yeah, I talk to him a lot. In
Oh,
fact,
wait.
if he was, yes, my dead father lives in the watch, and I speak with him now. And if
You
I,
do the dirty things?
no, there's another room, and plus sometimes he's sleeping. He sleeps a lot too. He's an old man or an old ghost or whatever he is. But anyhow,
Still not
when I'm
convinced.
in there, a lot of times I'm tinkering, and yes, Nix, that is also what I call the other thing. But sometimes I'm just researching. Honestly, I store a lot of our stuff in there. I'm making myself a beautiful.
Wait, is that a different room? I hope the stuff is not in the same room. You're
No,
tinkering.
No, the stuff's really actually close to the entrance. I've kind of got it clogging like the mudroom section, like the
I
coat
think that
room.
we are getting extremely off track.
Yeah.
Well,
Tomor looks up like kind of cross-eyed from all of this just off-the-wall conversation, and he goes, we wait another 30 minutes. We should be able to walk right in. I can take you to my house. You can rest there if you would like. It's, it's not huge.
Yeah.
It'll be tight, but we could make it work instead of staying out here. Hey, I know they got
Aren't they
bears.
Aren't they going to notice us walking in?
No.
Do they
No.
care?
No, not right now. Like I said, they huddle up in that house, the mayor's house. They come out, they check the well, they do a couple patrols, but I almost think they want people to come in and stay. It's just once you're in, you have to be hidden. Otherwise, if you go out once you're in the walls, I'm sure they can find you.
Why
Do
don't
you
we
think-
just go to the house tonight and repair the problem?
hunker down. We'll make a plan. We'll talk about burning the whole thing down with everyone
Please
inside it.
don't burn my town down.
No,
No,
just
no,
that
no, no,
one-
just the one house.
I don't think you should do that. That's
Again,
the Valen Hearts have been in here
Otto.
longer than us.
Otto
they don't-
and Killian, you have seen the things that I assume this beacon is similar to what we discovered. they are capable of placing something like that, simple fire would do nothing.
What did you
Probably
Except
fair to
discover?
burn this
us.
entire village down.
What did you
I say we
discover?
isolate.
You discovered something?
Oh, we've
Yeah.
seen some symbols like that before.
The thing you touched when you fell asleep. Yeah, we have one of those. It's fine.
You have one of those?
Not really on us, right?
That's
No, but
probably
we saw one.
one of the things that I saw back there then.
Probably.
That is
Don't
what I
touch
have
those.
deduced. You will
Don't
soil
touch.
your pants.
Ooh, what if we, what if we take one down, and when they come here to investigate, we set a trap while they're investigating it.
Ooh, that's fun too. The problem is, how do we take it down?
We don't have
Well,
another lead box.
Well,
I
do we have,
have
do we have
a-
room in the lead box for more than one? Like, I forget.
I think it was
I
just
have
the
a
right
s-
size.
I have a spell that could make them tell me what they know.
Torture.
Oh, I know that spell.
No.
All right.
no,
I am also have been on the receiving end of that spell.
Well, I don't think you have been.
I
Oh, the tortured one.
He was tortured once.
Oh, okay.
Many
I-
times. Back in the homeland.
We should talk about it later. I'm like adding a
Actually,
mental
better
note.
now.
What do you say? What do you say we group up and we go with Telmore,
Elmar?
and we try to we hunker down in his house. We can fortify it a little bit, and for less than a half hours of time.
I think in our small experience with each other, we know we cannot make decisions quickly.
Right. And I think that's important. That's what makes us so good. Which is why I'm saying right now, burning the whole house down, top of the list right now, because we haven't developed others. Let's take this to his house, and we'll make I don't know, we'll make like a pro con chart. But before we do that, we got to list out let's spitball some ideas.
Maybe just light the roof on fire.
Or just go in the front door and talk
Smash.
to them.
Yes,
See what happens.
start blasting. That's totally. I'm gonna put that as option number 2. But really, I'd rather be writing these down in the comfort of Telmore's house when I've got the alarm
Elmore,
set up.
let's go to your house.
What about the Aquanor horse, where it's just we got
Oh,
we all
wait.
get inside a fake horse and lay it outside the door and maybe wait until they wheel us in
That's
before you
great.
pop out.
That's great. Does
No.
anyone here have wood crafting skills?
Nope.
All right.
I also don't think
Unfortunately,
that fake horse is
I
gonna
did
fit
set
with-
design once, but I don't think that's the same thing.
well, look. I mean, obviously, you know who is it? I don't want to use the D word, but is a dwarf, and he could probably build one out of stone.
I think we're getting off track again. Why don't we move to Telmore's house?
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to
please,
put the
before it gets
Aquanor
too dark,
horse
they
as
do
number
have
3.
animals that patrol.
We met
Yeah,
them.
You have?
Yeah, we killed them.
You see, a little bit of joy and a half smirk as like he turns and says like confidently, "Hey, follow me." As you get close to the gates, he just says, "Just put your head down. You don't have to walk stupidly, but don't look around. You know." And he'll lead you through the gate, right past where Cyrus and Celeste went, but goes off to the left. And you can see that well. And Killian and Cyrus. Is the night.
We're going to the left. We're going towards the house that I saw.
It's the house you can see, 200 feet on the other side of this circle, but it's more like a hard left, and it's actually one like block off of the main road. But
Okay.
Killian and Cyrus, as you like hit that open circle, which is like a up 150-foot circle in the center, right? And a road goes around it, and you can see all of these buildings off of it. You see just the faint purple and green energy, like a small fire, just wisping off of the well as it is getting darker, and you can see there's sconces on houses, and it's vaguely lit, but like horror kind of themed, dark, lots of shadows. But you notice coming from that well, you have very high perceptions.
Anyone else see that?
You mean that twisted monstrosity? And Killian will spit.
Yeah, that's something that. Telmar, which one's your house?
Follow me. Follow me.
Grin's head is like straight down at the ground. Wait, what did we see?
Well, we'll explain.
I've been trying to keep my head on a swivel, mainly to do my best to recreate some sort of schematic or map for this village once we get to someplace later.
If possible, do we walk by any of the, or real close to any of the houses with the symbols on them?
Yeah, all of them. All of
houses,
them
yeah.
have the Moonweaver. Like I said, it's like I want your visual to be like a number on a house, like something that you see on everything. And then you do see these weird spatted like paint, like daggered in at parts, symbols, and they're bigger, on doors above doors.
As we walk by, I won't go out of line or anything. I'll just kind of clutch my necklace and see if I can feel anything.
I'd like to do my best to associate building structures and their symbols for the later recreation.
And you do pass a couple villagers doing the mundane task. Actually, everyone at this point that you see, and it's 4, 5 maybe, off. They're going to the well and getting these buckets out and like bringing water to every house. Telmore brings it. Don't worry, we're not gonna drink that. And he's like, "This is my abode. Don't go in the front door. Follow me." And he brings you around the back, and there's not really like a door, but a large window. And he takes out like a thin piece of metal, and he hits in between the two panes, and you see like a little window. And he opens the door, and he just starts climbing over it. It's big enough for all of you, but not that figuring will break it. It's just like, yeah.
Is this even his house?
Yeah, it's my house. I swear, you saw the symbols, right? Everybody goes in and out their front door. She used to be the one that protected us. My fear is there's another
Moon Maiden.
she that is haunting us.
Do you not open your front door whatsoever then?
I haven't since I noticed the first one about 3 months ago. Trust me, another reason I'm willing to pitch in for this. This is not good on the hips and knees.
Can I keep a watch at the window to see if I notice anyone going towards that well? Like I'll kind of stand, just
Yeah.
while we're all in.
Yeah. you see several figures go towards a well and then head out. And as you were walking through the streets and down the alleys, you do notice like every house has a barrel that water is like put into for daily use.
I mean, more for like people checking on the well. Like I'm looking to see if they've already checked on it
All right.
or if they are.
Give me a perception
Yeah.
check then.
But okay.
The rest of you make your way into his house. Is there any? Yeah,
I got an 8.
yeah, yeah. I mean, you don't see any different figures. You just see the
Yeah.
same figures. Yes, figure.
Okay.
Or Otto.
Just a random question. When Killian pulled out his amulet earlier, did we see it? Did we see your god symbol on it? I'm just wondering if it makes sense that I see any correlation between the two.
There's no symbol on it, but you would see it glowing.
That does mean something.
It would be emanating like a bluish hue.
Tell more. Who is this symbol referencing to? That is on all these doors.
To whatever they believe in.
You referenced woman.
Yeah, yeah. I've heard. You know, some of the neighbors reference her, and it's I don't think it's Our Lady. He'll look at you, Killian.
Who is your lady?
The Moonweaver.
Does Moonweaver have any natural enemies? But a lot of time in history, and so I know some religion, positive duties have a antagonist, evil counterpart, rival of sorts.
Yeah, like I said, I did lose my faith for a little bit. I kind of, I guess we just used to focus on the positives and not look into the negatives, and maybe that made us a easy target. Yes. Well,
Guys, I don't mean to interrupt the convo, but I want to set up alarm. Who do I feel, and you guys can argue amongst this, but like who do I feel is the most like strategic from a tactical defensive point of view? Where should I put this alarm? Like as front door or in a room where we're gonna stay?
What's the range on alarm?
Great question. I think it's 30.
I don't have that.
20.
How big's this house?
Yeah, 30 feet.
30 feet? Oh, yeah. It's
Yeah.
plenty big to put it around this whole house.
Or just do it around the every entrance and wall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Once
Excellent.
you're in like a 15 by 20 room, and off of this, there's like an open, very small, like pot stove, like fireplace, where you assume they cook. A little wash tub, and then there is another room off
Chamber
of this
pot.
that has a doorway that's open and
room.
you can see a bed in there.
All right.
I do a
so where were we?
religion check of some sort to see if I know anything about the Moonweaver, if they have any kind of rival gods or anything like that.
Sure, go for it. I'd say religion or history for you.
I am better at history, so we'll go with that. The 12 on die. 19
19?
for history.
Yeah, like all of your studies. second. Let me look at.
And it doesn't necessarily have to be like a rival god, but anyone who in
Alright,
history I would know as ill will towards the Moonweaver.
So the Moonweaver is pretty neutral, right? Even if a little chaotic with the infliction on like love and spontaneity and and that kind of thing. See, the religion, there's nothing there, but the symbol that Cyrus drew. You think about it more. You think about the the, the journey when you put the stone in the talisman. You think about that pocket dimension that you entered off of the trail from the grove, and you you start to think Velithor.
I'm starting to. By the way, I'm starting to pull out my books and our charcoal sketching of the reversed talisman symbol that we saw, and I think we found a coin with Velosaur's symbol on it.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm spreading
Yeah.
that all out
All
while
right,
I'm doing this
so
research.
when you pull out Velithor's coin,
Yeah.
that is real close to the symbol that Cyrus drew.
I'll like hold it up to the paper and just kind of like it's heavy connections.
Once I'm done with the map, I'll slide that out over for Figrin as well. Realize may not be as applicable for your research now, but I do think that having it as a talking point will help us later.
Yeah, and it's dude. I just was trying to do a little map for you. I want to find a map
I know,
making
but
place
now,
that isn't incarnate that I can
oh yeah,
do
yeah.
better justice for because
Well,
I'm not good
that'll
at
be
it.
cool
Give
for
me
later on. I already have it on file. Once you give me
Yep.
another, I'll just keep adding to it. And for now, it will help justify the meta that all of us here can see the village on paper.
Right.
um, Cyrus, what is the probability that we all experienced what we experienced? Now have come to this village that seemingly had no connection. We are all here now.
The honest probability? Slim to none, unless worked by from outside factors.
Something got someone in
That's a good
guiding our
point, Cyrus.
steps, or
Let's be honest. We were placed here together with intent.
our steps. I'm not sure how much of our own they are. Be it for
Yeah.
good or evil, I am unsure. Someone or something wants us here, beyond the veiled agency.
Agree. I think that's sound judgment.
We don't put
As for
much stock into fate. There are forces that can manipulate circumstances and probabilities.
Do you suppose that
those are
means
all
that we have some sort of mole in the agency that's given our general locale away? Or perhaps someone knows that someone amongst this group either contains some powerful ability, knowledge, or even item?
I think it's
What you
more
suggest.
along the-
I was
Go
just
ahead,
going to say,
Figure.
if what you suggest is true, there are many powerful mages who can scry our location.
Agreed. I don't think there's necessarily a mole.
And this one is not suggesting. That's just
I
taking
think that
information.
I don't know if someone is feeding guild agency information and therefore trickling down to us to figure it out, or I don't know. But I agree with figuring that we are being kind of led around by puppet strings at the time. For now, I think the best thing that we can do is, unfortunately,
Neither the one.
follow those strings and complete our task here.
Agreed. And step one will be doing something to the Valenhart location, residence, place.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll look to Telmar, and this is where they all congregate.
Yeah. Yeah. Cyrus.
It's their main location.
Yeah, in this part of the conversation, there's probably half an hour has gone by. You're standing by the window looking out, having this. You see a villager walk in between the houses down the alley. You look the other way, you see like two more villagers meet up. And you hear, "We are the dream's children. The whispers call us home, and the light fades into shadow." And as they like say that in like this odd meeting, they go about to a few houses and dump the water in, and like not even acknowledge after that point of meeting.
I'm gonna let the
believe
group
this
know.
is,
Yeah.
you
No,
believe this
I'll
is
let
the
the
same
group know.
cult we saw 400 years ago?
Huh?
I think it almost absolutely is. At least a new sect of it.
What were they? Children of what? What kind of children?
They're the dreams. They said we are the dreams' children. They did not look like children.
Right. Right.
No. I just didn't catch that. They're the something's children. So okay.
Dreams. Yes.
While everyone's not arguing, but talking about the map and about the Moonweaver and everything, can Killian kind of lean against the front door where he saw the symbols and just hold his amulet and just see if he can feel anything emanating or
Yeah. Religion. But I want you. Religion is based. Whenever you roll in a religion, and this goes whenever I'm running, it's wisdom. Intelligence makes no sense. I feel like they did intelligence for religion just so they had like 3 wisdom, 3 intelligence, and
yeah.
3 charisma. I think wisdom and religion.
I think it's definitely it should at least be interchangeable, because
Yeah,
you either know it because you grew up with it, or you know it because you're just
you read it.
well
I argue
read.
something similar with survival.
Yeah.
I agree.
So,
Are you guys good for taking a break here? Real
yeah,
quick?
that's what I was gonna say. Yeah, let's come back. We'll come back with that. And see you. All right, here. So you guys get ready. You're pretty much getting ready to head down after whatever Killian is, right? Is that it, or
I think so.
I believe so.
Yeah,
I think yeah, but like, do we still want to plan, or
right? Gotcha.
do we plan bright in the morning?
Nope. That's fine. That's fine. We'll go to break here. We'll pick back up in like 10-15.
And Don, we
concentration spells.
So hey, Killian.
Yes.
Run me back through where you were going, and then we'll bang that out, and then we'll move back to the group.
So, while everyone's kind of gathered in the center and Figurin's talking to tell more about the Moonweaver and everything, Killian's going to kind of lean against the door, the front door, and grab his amulet and just see if he can sense or feel anything.
And what was your religion check?
It was a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Yeah, you get like you lose your breath. Like if you can imagine like a chain being wrapped around you and pulled so tight, is that like your arms like fell off and your body just kind of dismembered, and roll me a wisdom saving throw.
Ooh, 15.
15? Okay. You just get pushed into like you start out hopeful, you know, like, and as you feel the Moonweaver's hug on you, it's immediately met with those chains wrapping around you, and you like looking over, and the group that was just like gathering around is now in a frantic state of mind, as you can see like villagers running, like flying through that window that you guys like jump through, and as you like go to move towards it, your arms are ripped off of your body. This chain has like these just like Constantine wire just rips through you. You're sitting there, and your breath's a little heavy, you're sweating a little bit, and whatever this is has such a tight hold. Like the power is it's not like the apiary, the honeybee farm.
Yeah.
This is intensified times 1,000, and you just barely escaped its grasps. At that point, Telmore is going to go into his room as you guys are having your conversation on what you're going to do, and he's going to come back out with a piece of parchment and like silent pines marked on it, and the path north, west, and kind of identify where the Moonweaver's temple used to be, where it was, or where it is, I guess, and give you this piece of information. But probably only Cyrus and Celeste, you know, like as you guys are involved in this conversation that you're having, you both look over at like the last second, and you see like Killian looking at you like with those eyes that you both are familiar with, you know, but he's there, you know, it's just a little bit more alert or frightened at that moment.
All right. So we have a couple options that we can do. Obviously we can what Otto's first option was just burn down the house. I don't think we should be doing that.
Look, to be fair, that wasn't my first one. It was just the first one, and I wrote it down.
Right. We
Let's
can-
we
Once
can
again,
talk about.
please don't burn down the village.
Nope.
I wouldn't
We
look.
won't. We won't.
We won't. I'm telling you, this is just our process. It's on the list. It's not going to happen. Trust
Anybody
me.
want
It's
tea?
We can.
I'm gonna.
Oh, I'd love some. Do you have any alcohol?
Well,
no.
hold on. Where are you going to get the water from?
That's a good point. Do you have any water
Okay.
for tea?
Oh yeah, we got a bunch.
Yeah. Otto, can
Loads
you
of it.
give the man some water, please? We can sneak into the house. A couple of us are of the sneaky variety and see what we find, or we can all just kind of assault the house.
I do like both of those options. The one I wanted to explore first was the stealth one, because it comes down to egresses, windows and doors, all of which I think we could easily scout. Even not so great entrances like second story windows and things. I just say let's not rule it out yet. And that also ties into the same thing with like take a stance, create a choke point, maybe we board up one door and then we target another and just work our way through. We have to assume there's a lot more people in this residence than would normally be in a residence, right? Do you think they're going to be elbow to elbow in there? Like, I don't know. These might come out of scouting if whatever we can make out through windows. That's all I got. I'm leaning towards stealth, or at the very least scouting first and gaining even more info just so we know what we're walking into, in case Figrin needs to let off a bomb, and I'll do my best.
While
I'm
they're
sorry?
talking, because Otto likes to monologue a little bit. I haven't done anything in a while. So Celeste's gonna look at Killian from like halfway across the room and kind of get his eyes for a second and just kind of mouth like, are you okay?
You'll see Killian drawing breath pretty shallow and just slight little nod.
Petite.
The whole
Petite
time
bad.
I'm still filibustering over this, like while that's all happening, just bringing up more ideas.
Did someone say
what
my
else?
name?
Hey, yes. Speaking of filibuster, Nix, do you have any ideas you'd like to throw out? I mean, so far, we've number one, all out destruction. We're leaving it there. Number two, I forget what number two was.
Stealth.
No, I think number two was try to
Impersonate.
try to infiltrate by capturing someone or someones that we could on the outside and use that to infiltrate. Number two, we'll call the full-on stealth infiltrate, or at least the stealth as we can, as far as we can. And then number three, take a stand. I don't know, make some noise and use shock and awe. We shock and awe them, like the classic post 9/11. We go in there. I start blasting.
We can also go check out the temple too, if there's any correlation to the temple and.
I like that a lot, because before we do jump to conclusions, perhaps something we could do at the temple could disrupt this. Let's put the temple as number 5.
The only idea I have is I'm checking my notebooks here. It says reverse Home Alone.
Ooh.
Traps on the outside of the house.
All right. Hear me out.
Shaga.
One of the things I was going to throw out was obviously purify water. Killian and I have spoke about this. It is something he's capable of, but he does need rest. I also think because we know the frequency at which they check the well, our purified water isn't going to help the town. If anything, it's going to make them sus that something happened to disrupt their ritual, order, procedure, schedule. I don't know what kind of corporate.
That should be the trap.
We need
So,
to
yes.
destroy whatever's in the well.
So I
It's-
do believe that doing that would create an element of disarray that we might be able to use to our advantage as a trap. We could then go back to Talmore's house and essentially reverse Home Alone, in that we've drawn them in. Maybe it's not
think
Oh,
even.
we're
in
also-
that
that's
case,
too
it would be a forward Home Alone.
Oh, a forward Home Alone. You're
Yes.
right.
I also think we're thinking too hard about this. And
Way
we should
too
just...
Oh,
hard.
of course we are, but so
So-
far we've only got 6 options. We can do better.
Right. I think that's
there's
enough.
A,
What?
there's a
Let's just take a
multi-tiered.
group vote.
Well,
Group
if I
vote
may.
what everyone wants to do. Yeah. Yes,
I mean,
Russ.
we need to stealth first. That like we've agreed that all of these options require more information.
Recon. We need more recon.
Yeah.
Even
I
recon.
don't think we can
So-
choose an option before we have that info.
From the way that I'm understanding it, in between Otto's monologuing, is that we have the corruption in the well, and then we have the sigils that are potentially controlling people, and we have a shrine that is probably being
Desecrated?
restrained. It's separated from the people, restrained from being influencing the people, things like that. Because if we had a deity that could step in a little bit, then maybe there wouldn't be some mind control things going on. I mean, it's all beyond me. I'm not really a magic voodoo thing person. But
It sounds good. It makes sense.
so I think. Hold on, if I may.
Oh, do you want me to explain this to you?
No, I want you to shut up. So, I think someone like Killian needs to go and check out the temple. I think Cyrus and I need to recon, and then I think Nyx should work with the brainies to figure out what to do with the corruption.
I don't think Killian should go alone.
True.
I will say,
Maybe
I can
Fig.
go with him.
Does Fig want to go for a walk? Walkies?
I think it's very conspicuous.
I think Otto's going to be easier to get through. No offense, Fig.
Anyways,
No desire to go anywhere.
all right. Fig and Nyx figure out the corruption, and Otto and Killian will go to the temple, and then we'll do recon.
That's
While
my
this is
plan.
all
You
happening,
splitting the group?
Oh yeah.
Oh, we're splitting the group.
While this is
Anyway.
happening, I took my water skin off of Killian and gave it to Talmor for some
Yeah.
tea.
He's out there. He's got the fire stoked in the little potbelly stove and heating up some water.
To go
I
off
think-
of what
I think-
Celeste said, though, we need to be careful. There's no way she's going to be able to help us right now. And you'll see Killian's kind of like trying to catch his breath still.
Yeah, there's something cutting off divine influence.
Well, if you hear commotion coming from the house, please run back as fast as. All I gotta say.
Well, should we wait? Like perhaps you guys do some early
I think we-
scouting, and then once you return,
I think we're fine.
I don't know if two of us should go alone there, especially if we know they're keeping the
We
twins
need a save
most
word.
likely
Well, we
there.
Yeah, Telmar
We
will
can-
actually step in at a minute, and be like, he lots of caution with just a few going to the temple. Not only is it a little bit of a distance away from here, and it's a little bit more rough terrain, they have more people there than here.
Andy, what? Because I know he said that they took some of the people, uh, from the village to somewhere. Is that in the direction of the temple?
Yes. Yeah. That's what
Yeah.
he believes, at least.
So we can
Okay. I
assume
just wanted
that the
It,
twins might be there.
yeah.
Like that was what he implied before earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
Do
all
you
right.
It's,
think?
and you know, actually, from the conversation, because I'm being cryptic and vague. You get that when new people come in, they take them to the temple for a
To the
period of
temple,
time, and
right.
then they come back.
Do you
No,
think?
This is
Oh, go
perfect, guys. This is I mean, and gals. We get a good night's rest.
We should do some scouting tonight, though.
yeah,
So
no, I
oh,
agree.
so you guys want to scout tonight, and then we all take off in the morning? That could be even better.
I mean, how is everyone feeling right now? Are you guys tired?
I mean, I could,
Everyone but Nyx.
I could definitely get some rest. Obviously.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
also it's
I believe
I find it hard
Nixon
to
Otto still have a point of exhaustion.
yes.
Oh, so do I.
Oh,
Cyrus, I mean, I could use some rest to top me off. I can't go
Can't go
invisible
invisible.
until tomorrow. Yeah.
All right, so let's get some rest. Scout tomorrow. Team sneak scouts tomorrow. Once they get back, we make our way out, or is Team Sneak going tonight for some
Yeah,
notes?
why are we sneaking tomorrow?
Yeah, listen, why don't I just fly over there invisible and do a recon?
Who else needs invisibility? I can give it to them.
Do you think there's any way I could get to the well?
I'm fresh out.
Yeah, I'm sure. You put a cloak over you, bring a bucket. I think you'd be
Ooh.
fine.
Take off all your armor, walk over there naked, and I will make you invisible.
Oh, like Killian, there was that song that they played at the bar that one time about taking.
taking off your
I think
armor
I was thrown out by
would
that.
probably be the smartest move. If that's dangerous, though. But
It takes like 20 minutes, but I can help them.
I don't need your help getting undressed, Otto. Thank
I'm
you.
just saying I've have some experience with
All right.
not necessarily armor, but the knots.
are
Very good
we
with
are we
knots.
doing Team Sneak?
I'm gonna go sneak out. I don't know if anyone's coming with me, but I can turn invisible and fly over there.
Is
so-
anybody going
I am the-
with Cyrus?
Nix, would you be able to juice me up with some?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so
All right,
Celeste, is Celeste and Cyrus.
I'm gonna give Cyrus protection from evil and good.
Okay, thank you.
I don't think it. Doesn't it? Hold on. It's concentration for me, which should be fine.
Well,
I just gotta find out if he's gonna fall out of range.
Well, and also, how long is it?
It's 10 minutes. It ain't. But come on, I'm gonna go to sleepy sleep.
Yeah.
So it's all I got.
Before they leave, I'll give Celeste Vigilant Blessing, which just gives her advantage on her next initiative roll,
That's not ominous.
if it comes to that.
Dun,
Hey,
dun,
I
dun.
love the Moonweaver's chaos. All right, so you two, where are you going? What do you want to scout out?
We're scouting out the temple, I think.
It's,
No, do the house.
yeah, the Talmor will be
house.
like
No,
it'll.
Out in the house,
the-
and
the
we're all
temple-
going
miles
to the
away.
The temple's hours from here.
Oh yeah. We'd
Oh, it's
run out.
ours.
It's
Yeah, it's far.
Yeah,
How
you guys
far is
are
it?
scouting the. I'm sorry.
Oh, flight time versus walk time.
Well,
Right.
no, I
Alright,
say
an hour.
I say
Hour?
look, you're in
No.
a woods, and to the left
Yeah.
is a mountain range, right? S- You know, so like when Talmor brought out the map, and you know it had all the contour lines, the temple was at a point above the trees, so it could communicate with the Moonweaver, because you can't. It's hard to do it down in Silent Pines, but it's
And the trees talking.
God, I really want to Still. Okay, yeah, we'll check out the house.
Okay. So both of you give me stealth rolls.
Word.
Advantage, because
You're invisible.
visibility.
Yeah, but you have at a point of exhaustion. Skill checks are at disadvantage, so does it offset? I believe it
No,
does.
it's a -2 for.
Oh, because you're going off the new rules. I like that.
Oh, are you sure? Because I can go
Yeah,
off
yeah,
the
no,
old
no,
ones.
no, that's fine. I like minuses rather than advantages and disadvantages in these scenarios because I think it makes more sense.
I got a 24.
I
Okay,
have a 21.
easy enough. You guys, as you like make your way, and it only takes 4 minutes to find like the low stone walled outside of this building. You do see villagers are still going back and forth like clockwork, filling up water buckets. There's a handful of them out there. They're doing every house. Um, as you approach the building from the southeast corner, you see you know lights are on inside, and you see both of you are really perceptive, passive perceptive. To the left of you, there is like a set of windows, yeah, like almost like a bay window, and you can see two figures standing like in shadows, from the light inside. Um, Definitely look like they're communicating.
I'm holding on to Celeste's hand right now so that we don't get separated while we're invisible. We can try to see if there's any windows that are unlocked where there's no one.
Okay.
So I guess we'll because this is 2 stories. So I guess on the first story, does it all look lit up pretty much?
Yeah, both stories look lit up. But from your view right here, you can see off to the left in the house. Like you're at the corner of the house to the left. There's a set of windows, and you can see two individuals in a room.
Can we like circle around to the other side of the house and test the windows to see if like any of them?
Yeah, you find a couple.
open-
Go ahead, roll me a investigation check.
I'm good at that. Very good at that. Yeah, that's a 26.
26. All right. So immediately you find the first one's locked. You like spin around. There's like a little jut out, and you can see this building's like 2.5 stories. On one side, there's a little bit of a tower peak that goes up. You spin around that. There's another window. It's locked. Second one, you can see the lock. It's one of the ones where the pins get pushed down on the bottom of the frame. You have to lift them up and push it in, or pull in, depending on what side of the building you're on.
But I can't lift them up from this side, right?
No. And the other one was like almost looked like a fixed panel. It would take a lot more in-depth looking to see if you could break into that.
I'll look at Celeste and I guess I'll talk to Celeste. I can open this window and break my invisibility real quick, but I have one more slot to. I'll be able to cast it one more time.
Cyrus, do you have the mage hand thingy?
Yeah.
Is that what
It
you guys
breaks
do?
my. Yeah, it breaks my. I think whenever you cast a spell, it breaks invisibility.
Hmm.
It's okay.
Okay.
I'll be quick. And yeah, I mean, I'll
I mean,
still
you
hold
look
on to
in,
this last hand.
looking into this window. It's a room. The door is open, and you think you see like a silhouette of one of those on the other side of this door, but you're not, in any direct vision.
Right.
So you can. Is that what you're doing?
Yeah, I'm casting it. I will use Mage Hand to, and then push
Yeah,
the
you
window open.
yeah, press it. You pop the lever. Hop in. You know, tuck behind the door.
Casting this myself. Yeah.
Yeah, and then both you and Celeste are in this room. Both of you roll me a perception check, please.
16 for me.
Okay.
Perception. I rolled really bad, so I got a 6.
Okay. Cyrus, you hear one voice say, "The shards, they're working faster now." And then another voice, "Dreams are spreading just like she wanted." And then you hear a third voice from farther away. "We must be ready when the dream stalker calls." And that one says, "The shard near the apiary was only the beginning. It's the temple where her power will fully awaken." The first one says, "We need to finish preparations before the full moon. Without the final ritual, her influence won't breach the veil completely." Then the other one in that room says, "I heard whispers. There are still some who resist her dreams. We must snuff them out before they can interfere." And then, like the one from the stairs starts talking, but like the words are mumbled, and you just can't make them out.
So, about how long do we have until the full moon?
From now is so you guys have been like 2 days, 3 days, 3 days.
Okay. So not a lot of time. Okay. What do we do? Can't really talk. I'll start leading, I guess, like surround the first floor to kind of see what's around here.
Yeah. So you go out of this room, which looks kind of like a storage room, and both of you invisible. Roll me stealth checks.
I would like to see their faces if I can.
Okay.
Of the people who are talking. Stealth, you said. Yep. It's a 17 for me.
17.
I got a 12.
With
Did you roll with advantage?
Yeah. My dice.
Okay. You guys step like Cyrus. You open the door a little bit so you both can make it through. You're in this grand room, like a dining room, but it's the main room in this floor. You can see off to the left. There's a fireplace and a staircase that goes up, and you can see that third one that was talking from a distance. Walking down the stairs. You see the two in front of you are adorned in these black, purple, and green robes that are just flowing around. All of them have these bronzed masks on that curl up to mimic like a tiefling's horns, but you see you get the feeling it's more for like intimidation or influence on what they do. You know, a scare tactic. You maneuver around to the left, and you can see the one coming down the stairs is definitely dressed for like the hierarchy, right? She's at the top, and she's coming down in this very gallivanting, confident way. They have this conversation with this. You hear one of them say, "But the Moonweaver's old temple holds the anchor. The shard there is the key to breaking the ancient ward. Once it's shattered, her will spread unchecked. I still don't trust the Harbinger's methods. All this corruption, it's changing people faster than we thought," the other one says. And as you like maneuver around, feeling quite confident, and your Celeste makes her way out of the door, like following you. The villagers, they'll surf, and you see the matron, like the one coming down the stairs. She's about halfway down the stairs. Look at the two, and put her fingers up like this. Little whistle.
Can
Have
I
you-
cast?
No,
Minor Illusion?
you cannot cast anything right now. Hello, friends.
I'm gonna book it towards the window
Yeah,
with Celeste
I
in
need
my hand.
you all to roll me charisma saving throws, please. Or both of you, charisma saving throws.
Oh no, that's like. Oh no, I'm actually. Oh, not great. But not bad. Oh no, that is bad. Never.
All right, Cyrus,
I failed.
what'd you roll?
Rolled an 8.
Okay, Celeste,
11.
11.
Oh fuck.
Friends.
Are we?
Stop
We're
hiding
friends.
yourself. Come, sit at our table. Let's have a conversation. You guys
I don't have,
feel
like, any-
compelled to sit down, unless you are immune from being charmed.
I was seeing if tieflings got like. I know elves do. I don't think.
No. Protection from good and evil.
Oh
Oh,
shit!
hold on.
Otto did cast.
What's it do?
If
does
you
that do?
made it, if you're still within the 10-minute range, are they?
I don't know about that, dude.
Go to the D2.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Hold on.
Well, here's the thing.
Hold on.
I know specifically. Hold on. I know you specifically said it took 4 minutes
Right.
to get there when they were doing
And
the
then he
window
probably
search.
spent several minutes doing the window search, hopping in.
So-
all right. I'll say yes.
Okay.
You're pushing
The
that.
target also can't be charmed, frightened, or possessed.
Yeah.
I have advantage against being charmed.
Okay, so roll again.
I'm gonna throw away my dice now.
Alright, so I'm gonna say this. With protection gives you immunity from being charmed? Yes?
That's what Jeff is saying. Yeah.
Yes, and if they were already charmed, it just gives them advantage on their saves moving forward
Alright,
for 10 minutes.
So you're immune. Like you feel compelled, but you stand back, and then she says, "Show yourself," and you see Celeste show herself and sit down at the table. And
So I'm still holding.
you're still invisible in the back. And I'm gonna say, let's end tonight's session right there. So,
Question.
It's,
I mean, I don't know. God, I don't want to. I don't want to go another half hour. I think it gets.
No,
Yes.
I just have a question because I didn't cast invisibility on myself. It was cast by someone else. Wouldn't it just go the duration?
Okay. You see.
You should be able to break
here,
it.
I'm gonna say this.
Yeah.
If we'll look into that for next session. Cyrus, you see a chair pull out, and just the impression, you have the highest passive perception out of anybody. It looks like someone sits in that, and you can just assume from this that
But like perception wise, does it look like it's probably Celeste's ass imprint?
no, it's
think
wooden
it's
chairs.
fine.
You can't
I'm
tell that.
asking in case I need to.
I'm saying
need to
you're
take notes
I'm
of it.
saying you're smart enough to know that you came in here with two invisible people and you see a chair slide open and you can just imagine what you with you
And they were holding.
I-
They
I
were holding
totally
hands too,
understand.
so I'm assuming that they let go or Celeste
He
let
would-
go.
So
He would
We-
feel
we can
the
go-
tug of her resisting and
Yeah.
going
we
to.
can do this next because I had something I wanted to try to do, but we can do this next time.
I think
Yeah.
I
Right.
think this is a better
Before we
point
go,
to start off next
for the
session.
sake for the
Yeah,
sake of
yeah.
note taking, before we go, I need to know with his perception, can he tell by the imprint?
No.
The imprint.
And on that note, like and subscribe and hit the notification bells wherever you find us online so you can know when we come back online next. We do have games coming up this weekend and next Tuesday.
Yeah, and also we are off for a month because next
Happy holidays.
Tuesdays, New Year's Eve, we're not doing. I mean, I love you guys, but I have like a 14-year stretch with my daughters, making sure my wife falls asleep before midnight and we all stay awake. So, yeah, so we'll be back after the new year. Oh, geez. For chapter 20.
time.